Let's rank these pullback trade setups together. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so I have for you 4 pullback trade setups. I want to rank them together. I want to hear your opinion as well in the comment section below. So the real world of trading, as you well know, is that setups aren't always as clean as we like. They're not always as textbook as we like. They're not always as pretty as we draw them on boards or we look at them in kind of textbooks and stuff. So what I want to do is I want to go through the classical pullback trade, i.e. we're looking for a trend in one direction, a counter trend move, and then we're going to buy for a continuation or vice versa, so for the downside as well. And what I want to do is I want to look at different scenarios with different variables as well, and we'll rank them, in my opinion, in terms of 1 to 4. I've got 4 for you here, and let me know why you agree or disagree in the comment section below, because that's what makes a market, guys. We're not always going to agree. It doesn't always matter as well. Sometimes some people prefer it from a personal perspective, so it's not always just black and white, but it'd be interesting kind of experiment to do. So here's the 4 scenarios, and the trade we're looking for is a continuation trade. So rather than a mean reversion, we're looking for it to come back to a mean. Continuations, we're looking for it to further push on to further highs or to further lows or whatever it may be. We believe there's supply-demand imbalance. We believe that the pullback has caused it to go in the opposite direction for a little bit, and we also believe it's going to carry on in the same direction. So with that being said, let's have a look. So number 1, we have this scenario where it's the only one actually we've got a down move. So we've got a down move, and we've pushed through. This is an intraday chart. We pushed through yesterday's low. So we've broken out of the range of yesterday from an intraday perspective. We've pushed through the low a reasonable amount, and now we've pulled back up to yesterday's low. Now number 2 is similar. This is an intraday chart as well, but we've actually opened up down here. Let's say this is the open. Okay, we've driven up, we've pulled back a bit, and we have yesterday's close, i.e. a gap fill potential up there. Now number 3 is a swing trading chart, so a daily chart. We have a monthly resistance up here. We've got a market that's pulled back a few times, it's coming up, and it's pulled back after tagging that monthly resistance. And then number 4, we have a intraday chart again. So this time we've got some news that's come out that's caused this price to push through yesterday's close, and we've pulled back and we're in this situation now. So really we're trying to make the decision exactly where we are now in terms of at the very, very end of that black line. So let's have a look at them and let's drill down to them. So in the first one, now let's look at it objectively before we start ranking stuff. The first one I quite like because it's generally a downtrend. Now we're gonna have to see where we are on the bigger time frame here. If we are in a bigger downtrend, then even better. If we're in an uptrend, I'd be cautious about this because very often an uptrend, as we start pushing through prior day's lows, generally that finds support. But let's assume for now that we're in a broader downtrend, or maybe we're in a kind of multi-day downtrend or something like that. Now what's on the side of this from the bearish perspective is the fact that we've driven down quite a reasonable angle in this instance. That's a decent kind of angle down there. We've pushed through yesterday's low without much hesitation. So really it's not like we've paused there or we've struggled to go through, just literally ripped straight through. We haven't really held that much until we've got quite low. That was the first kind of low point. Now those are all ticks in the bearish box for me. Slight tick out of the bearish box is the distance that we've pulled back. That's almost 50% of the move. So that is a little bit of a concern. However, we've pulled back to yesterday's low. Now we're going to assume that it may well hold. Now they've got to be said that because it's ripped straight through, it may not still. However, let's assume now the support turns into resistance because everybody's going to be looking at yesterday's low. It's not an arbitrary level. It's a level that everyone is looking at. And so this is quite nice. I like it because it's quite a steep downtrend. I like it because it's not found much support. I don't like it so much because this pullback's quite deep, but I do like it, the fact that we've got some level to work off so we can initiate a short and probably have a stop there. So that's pretty good. Let's look at number 2. Now number 2 is not bad either. We've pushed up, we've sort of flagged, and yesterday's close here. I like the fact that we've had a good drive off the open. That's always good. I like the fact that we've not pulled back too deep, unlike this one, which is good. I also like the fact that we've dipped just below this very short-term low here. So that's not bad either. Number 3, let's have a look at this one. This one's driven up okay. It's pulled back once, twice, had a lot of pullbacks, finally tagged that monthly resistance and come down. I like the fact, obviously, that we're in an uptrend. I don't like the fact that we've pulled back several times. Feels like it's quite stretched to me. I also don't like the fact that we've got that monthly resistance that's just stopped price straight away. That pullback's still reasonably shallow at the moment. That's got going for it. Number 4, we've got this drive straight through. It's not even paused at yesterday's close. We've got this news catalyst, which has been bullish. I like that a lot. I like the fact that there's been a really aggressive price move. I like the fact that it's just ripped through yesterday's close. I like the fact that the pullback's reasonably shallow and sharp, and it's very, very quickly in terms of time pull back to highs. So let's start to rank them and let's have a look and see what we do. So to me, the worst one is going to be number 3. Okay, that's going at the bottom of my list. Really because we've pulled back multiple times already. We've tagged the level here. It could quite easily drift down or just hesitate around before finally going if it wants to go. I don't like this. There's no real urgency to it. The fact that it's pulled back many times before indicates it could be quite stretched, and that overhang of resistance is bothering me. So that's at the bottom of my list. Okay, the next ones we've got are let's look at these here. Now, which is the best out of this one? Now, I like this one because we ripped straight through yesterday's low. The depth of the pullback is a little bit concerning to me. I'd rather it not be such a powerful pullback. However, the fact that we've got yesterday's low there, the fact that we can quantify the risk makes it quite decent. On the other hand, this is quite nice because, you know, we've got I would only want to take this if we now push back up in through here. If we push back up in through here, then we've got a great place to quantify the risk on this trade. So I think it's a toss-up between those two. If I'm honest, I like the fact that we've got a target up here. That's very nice. If that was a shallower pullback, that would definitely beat number 2 for me. But I think I'm going to have to put that next here at number 1, only because of the length of that pullback. You know, there's not that much urgency to it. If we were talking about here, then that's probably going to be definitely would beat that one, because the fact that we ripped already through yesterday's low and we've done this. The fact that it's found buyers and pushed back up, you know, might indicate, my guess would be that we'd maybe do this, but we also have the potential to do that because we've seen some demand coming in. That would be my take on that. So we've got 3 at the bottom, then 1, and then number 2 would be the next one for me. Purely because I like this that we've driven. I like the fact that yesterday's close there. That would probably be the target for the trade, so you've not much mileage in it above that. You know, but the fact that there's an obvious target, the fact that it's driven reasonably strongly, and the fact that you can quantify the risk here and push on makes that a reasonable trade for me. The best one by far with number 1 spot is number 4 for me. Number 4 because the catalyst just really helps everything, guys. And you don't have to be an economist, you don't have to be anything, it could be any catalyst at all. You know it's bullish because the response is ripping straight through yesterday's close, or if that's yesterday's high, even better. Just hammering through, and you know, really short pullback and an immediate kind of move in direction, indicating there's some real urgency there. So I'd like that, I'd take that, and I'd have a stop obviously below that low and look for the further momentum to push it to the next levels or whatever that may be. So that would be my initial prime best one. So 4 will be the best. 2, that's not bad, I like that, but I like the fact you quantify the risk. I like the fact there's an obvious kind of target there. It was a toss-up between 1 and 2, as we talked about, but I don't like the fact there was a long kind of move back there, but that's not bad. And 3 is the worst because we've pulled back many times and we're finally touching that monthly resistance. And obviously you could replace that with an intraday chart with some sort of intraday resistance if you wanted to. The premise is still the same. Many pullbacks to get there. Tired old thing chugging along the line, finally gets there, touches that resistance. That's what it feels like to me. You could be wrong, and of course that's why you put your stop in, or you take trades and don't take trades. But those are my thoughts on some of these pullback trade setups. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Rank them in order of the ones that you would like to trade. Mine's 4, 2, 1, 3. Stick it in below and we'll have a look at it and review it all, and we'll go from there. Maybe we'll do another video and do some more like this. If you like this kind of stuff, you want to do more of this kind of stuff, flip things around a little bit, change things up, then you know, give it a thumbs up, and also, you know, comments as well, shares, likes, all that stuff is much appreciated. I know you guys are on the ball with that, and you're sharing it and you're subscribing, you're doing all the good stuff, which is great, and that's much appreciated. Anyway, guys, take care. See you next one. Goodbye.